Okay, welcome to this Friday, to the Data Analysis and Policy Show, the show where we turn your data into analysis so that you can write the right policies for the Caribbean. And in this episode, we're going to talk about what should the Caribbean islands do beyond COVID-19. As a policy advisor, maybe you are struggling with this question regarding what to do and where do you find information, what to do, what are the possible sectors, and I'm going to give you some of my advice, how I approach this, and this is just to help you with these times. A lot of people are focusing on the short term, but we need to get the Caribbean economies going. And that's the topic of this episode. So if you are ready to get that information, stay here. Hi, so this is Rooney Calmera, and if this is the first time you are here, every week we talk about the Caribbean. We talk about the Caribbean islands, and I have created already 12 macroeconomic models containing all the data, the analytical framework, and a framework for you to write policies. Policies are very important right now. If you are working in the Caribbean, if you are a policy advisor, then I'm going to help you today find out what kind of sectors can we invest in, what should we do beyond the COVID. Okay, why it's so important? It's so important to know what you're going to do beyond the COVID, because right now everybody is focusing on the short term. I've noticed that short term. Should we help businesses? Should we stimulate the economy? I'm living on Curacao, and we are actually talking about giving money to the businesses so that they can keep the employees, the workers at work. But this is an incredible time, because it can mean that this situation will stay for a long time. It can mean we need to ask ourselves questions like, how are we going to create jobs on the long term? How are we going to help companies? What other sectors do we need to develop? Okay, so it's not about the tourism. What COVID has shown us this. It's about tourism, but right now, if you look at the stocks of the airplane companies, they all report losses. They all report like it's going to be a long term. They are thinking about. They're not thinking about this is going to be over like this. Okay, so look at the stocks. Look at the stocks of those companies. Look at the stocks of Bookings.com. Look at what is happening with Uber. Look at what is happening with the airline companies. All those companies are saying that it's not going to be short term only. So if you are in the Caribbean and you are seeing all these companies, the big companies on the stock exchange, they are saying like, okay, we are reporting losses, we are not going to give dividends, etc. And if you are only focusing on the short term, then you are not thinking strategically. You need to think about other sectors. Okay? Now, it might be like you're saying, Rooney, why do we need to think about other sectors? What other sectors do we have? So maybe you want to say that in the comments. What other sectors are you thinking about? Now, I'm thinking about, for instance, this is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity to invest, even if we don't have money, but to think strategically about the government sector. Can we make the government sector more agile? Can we digitize the government sectors in the Caribbean. Okay, and I'm talking about what is the standard right now with the government sectors. It is Estonia. If I want to, as a citizen or as a business, I am in Estonia and I want to do any business with the government, it is digital. I have an ID and I can sign all the documents, participate in all the processes from my computer from home. So if Estonia is doing that, and Estonia has a strategic plan and has implemented that plan, then as a Caribbean countries, we cannot struggle anymore and say, okay, nothing's going to happen, let's look at only short term. We need to invest in the government. Okay, that's one thing. Other point, we are seeing blockchain companies. Recently, I have looked at Switzerland. What is the monetary authority of Switzerland doing? Why Switzerland? Because Switzerland is the champion in financial services, and even Switzerland is opening for the blockchain. Switzerland has designed a license for blockchain companies, and that's why the reason why Facebook is going to Switzerland. Okay, so in the past episode, I've talked about why we don't need to focus only on the United States as the Caribbean, but we need to diversify to other countries, etc. And now I'm going to talk to you about what is happening in Switzerland. Okay, so even Facebook goes to Switzerland to get a license there to do blockchain, to do everything. So the Caribbean, the next sector, we need to focus on the blockchain. Now, if you don't know what a blockchain is, it's a ledger, and the ledger is distributed. I also am part of a community that we created, CuraDAO, and CuraDAO is a blockchain organization. Okay, so I can take my wallet, I can vote, and with voting on the blockchain, I am part of that organization, and by voting, I can send money. So if somebody gets a project with a project proposal, and the project proposal is sent on the blockchain to all the members of that organization, as a member, I can vote digitally by going to my wallet and then saying, boom, I'm against or for that proposal. And if that proposal says that we need to give $1,000 to that project manager, it's going to happen. So what I'm saying is the Caribbean needs to open their eyes. Everybody, businesses, policy advisors, you as a policy advisor, the policy makers, we need to look into the opportunities of the blockchain. We need to see if we can get a part of that blockchain. We need to, during these times, we need to look at our law so that we can attract blockchain companies. Even Switzerland is doing it. Now, if you look at Singapore, small country, Singapore is also ahead of the world with blockchain. So I have done some research, and I've done some researches, and I've seen that Singapore is also ahead in the game of blockchain. So while Singapore is a good as a hub, as a manufacturing hub, etc., to China, to Asia, they are looking at the blockchain. They have laws for the blockchain. So I mentioned two sectors. The other sector, we are living in the Caribbean. I'm living on Curacao, and when I look outside, I see the sun. Every day the sun comes out. The sun is there. 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock, the sun is there. I mean, how is it possible that in the Caribbean that we are not the champion of the world in solar energy? How is it possible that we are getting some power companies that are not the champion in solar panels. Why don't we have all the businesses in the government, all the businesses, all the governments, all the schools with solar panels? Why do we have such a high energy cost? Why are we talking still about the high cost of doing business, and we are importing fuel, and then using that to create our water, to create our electricity? I mean, are we crazy? So as a policy advisor, I've just given you some of the sectors that you can look into. The last sector I'm going to take to you, nomad visa. There is a discussion about nomad visa. Nomads are people traveling in the world. They are highly networked. They have a great network, and they want to sit on the beach, an internet connection, and they want to manage their business. Either they are a Facebook manager, either they are running a team, distributed team all over the world, maybe in the Philippines, maybe in Europe, but they are individuals. They want to travel the world. Even in this situation, they want to travel the world, and they want to sit there and manage. So what they need is a digital architecture. They need everything online. They need friendly nomad visa arrangement. So when they are boarding to Barbados, Curacao, they want to see. They don't want to say, fill in this paperwork. Go print this paperwork. You have to think in their frame of mind. They have a laptop, they have a bag, and they have internet. So you have to put everything online. Why don't we have on every island in the Caribbean, St. Martin, Curacao, Barbados, an online desk where I, as a nomad, can. I'm right now in the Netherlands, and I can go to that desk online. I can fill in everything. I don't have to print anything. I can fill in all the forms, and you will give me a nomad visa. I have onboarded. I've shown that I don't have any COVID. Digitally, maybe you can do that even with the blockchain, that all the transactions are in there. And I can go and sit on Curacao, on Barbados, and I can run my company all in the world. Why don't you allow me to stay 180 days or 365 days on your island? Okay? You make it very difficult for me. So as a policy advisor, I want you to look at those sectors. Okay, so this show, I focus on policy advisors. I show on people, policy makers. I show on people who want the data to do the analysis and to create the right policies. I have seen recently that it is difficult to write policies. I've seen that some policy advisors that I coach, I've seen that it is difficult to write a concise policy. So I've decided that I'm going to give one of my templates. It's a 4-page template for policy writing, and in that 4-page template, you will see the exact structure that I use, that senior policy advisors use when they create the right policies. And this is a part of a training, a paid training that I give, and the training is called Caribbean Strategic Boardroom. It's an 8-week training, and I'm going to give you this template for free. So people are paying to get this training, writing policy notes, and I'm going to give you the template for free. So if you sign up, and I'm going to give you the link to sign up soon. If you sign up for free, you will get that template. Okay? So the template is a policy note for 4 pages, and it includes the questions that you need to ask yourself when you're writing policy. Okay, so you could be a policy advisor, you could be advising the minister, you could be in the Caribbean, you could be advising the board, you could be maybe a labor union, anybody dependent and responsible for policy, creating economic policy. This template is going to help you, and I'm going to give you this template for free when you sign in. Okay, and you can sign in because there is something going to be created very soon where we will use that template for writing. I'm talking here about strategic writing, and it's not writing. Writing is the last part. Data analysis and policy writing show. So writing is the last part. And what do I want you to write? I want you to write and think about where the Caribbean needs to go. Okay? Because once you put that in writing, you have a vision. Then the next step is executing that vision, creating the right programs, the right projects to make that happen. So I don't want you to only look at the short term and asking money, spending money, giving money to businesses. I want you to think strategically how you can transform the Caribbean, how you can transform the businesses in the Caribbean. And if you have any questions, so I see already 2 likes. I like that you liked the questions, but I want you to talk to me. You can ask questions, and I will be answering these questions. I will be answering them live, and I will be also answering them after the show. Okay, so the question is this: what I have mentioned a couple of sectors. What are the other sectors that you think needs to be developed in the Caribbean? Okay, and why do I ask you this question? Is because there is a lot of information about the sectors that we need. As I showed to you already, I'm looking as a policy advisor. You need to be able to do this. Okay, so I'm showing you and I'm challenging you to think about where to find information. And I already told you that I looked at the Monetary Authority of Switzerland to find information about the blockchain. I looked at the Monetary Authority of Singapore to look at where to find information about the blockchain. Yeah? Because if I don't know anything about the blockchain, and I know something about the blockchain, but if I don't know everything about the blockchain, I need to understand how it is done. I told you that I looked at Estonia, and Estonia is the benchmark of e-government. Yeah? As a matter of fact, I know people who are living in the Caribbean and all over the world, and they have signed up for a e-residency of Estonia. So why would they do that? Because it's so easy. It's so easy to start up a business there. It's so easy to deal with the government. It's so easy. They are the standard in government. So we as a Caribbean, we need to look outside the Caribbean, what is happening with blockchain, with e-government, and we need to learn about that. Okay? Agriculture. I'm going to give you a bonus one. Agriculture. As a policy advisor, as somebody who cares about strategic economic development, we need to find data, find the right reports, so that we can develop. We can develop our agricultural sector, but we first need to know what is happening in the Caribbean. You need to search what is happening in the Caribbean. You need to have a benchmark what is happening in the Caribbean. Often you see people, they are starting and they are creating a policy note about the agriculture, without knowing what is happening around agriculture. Now, in the Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, it's right now closed, but in there, I teach you exactly, for instance, how you get the data, how you know exactly what is happening in the different sectors, how you can use data about the stock market to understand what is happening in the world, and to think and write about strategic policy to help your island. Okay? So I invite you, thank you for the likes, I invite you to now link with me. I'm going to show you how you can link with me, and then don't go away, because I will show you exactly how to get that template. Okay? The template will be very, very fresh, so if you sign up, you will receive the template in the weekend, and after you are seeing this, if you are seeing this replay, once you sign up, you will get that template. So if you sign up right now, I will send the template to you over the weekend, okay? But I have decided to give this template right now. Yeah, and maybe it's not going to be forever there, because I cannot give you everything, but I've decided to give you this template. This template will tell you exactly what questions to ask. Okay, so if you want to stay linked with me, then this is the thing you need to learn and you need to hear. Okay, so let's see. So I put a link in here, and the link is Caribbean Strategic, a boardroom /waitlist. And if you go there, you have to put your name and email, and then you will get one of the bonuses that I have is the golden secret cheat sheet, and the cheat sheet will give you all the data that you need. Once you have the data, and I have this data for 12 islands in the Caribbean already: Curacao, St. Martin. We have the data for the Eastern Caribbean, all the 8 islands of the Eastern Caribbean. Jamaica, we have it for Turks and Caicos, and we have it for Belize, and those are the 12 islands in the Caribbean, and you know exactly the data. So what? Just to give you something, the cheat sheet will tell you what the indicators are, but through my program Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, you have you can access all those 12 islands, and it is growing. And we are thinking about adding Aruba to it. We're thinking about adding other islands in the Caribbean. Dominican Republic might be very interesting, and also Barbados. Okay, and so imagine you have the database of all those islands, and you can do analysis till 2030 for all those islands. Okay, so next to the cheat sheet, I will be adding right now, I will be adding the template, which is how to write a policy note or how to interpret a policy note, so that once you get a document talking about the strategy for the Caribbean, the strategy of a country, the strategy of an island, yeah? If you need to set up a concise 4-page policy report, you need to write it. This is like a baby steps showing you everything. I mean everything, how to write it, everything you should know how to write it. And this is a gift for the serious policy advisors, either junior policy advisors who are writing the policy notes right now, or major policy advisors, or even senior policy advisors who wanna up their game. It will help you right away. Okay, with this policy note, with this template, you can start writing great policy notes and discussing, for instance, tourism, blockchain, nomad visa, digital government. Okay, so if you can grab that policy note template, how to write a policy note, a 4-page template, yeah, which is part of my program Caribbean Strategic Boardroom, right now closed, but it will open again, and you will be invited. So the wait list is, you will be waiting. Once the doors open, you will be the first one invited. If you sign up, you can grab those two things, the cheat sheet and the template policy writing. Okay, so any questions, ask me. Let me know what you thought about this episode, and I see you, because I am already 25 minutes working. I don't want to be half an hour. See you next time, next week around 4 o'clock. So tune in, 4 o'clock Willemstad time. Tune in for me and tell me. I'm thinking about inviting other people to the show, inviting policy advisors, policy makers, people who are interested in data, in analysis, people who are interested in the Caribbean. I'm thinking about inviting them also to the show. So if you want to be part of the show, let me know. If you have one concern you want to discuss, if you have any vision, renewable energy, hydrogen, any solar power, any new sectors, data science, smart cities, I mean, all those sectors you can be writing a policy note about. We should have policy notes about that. Beyond the short term. Don't look only in the short term. The short term can take a long term. This COVID pandemic can take a long time. So we need to think strategically, and we need to improve the lives of the people in the Caribbean. That's what it is about. So if you joined, just look at the template, grab the template, Caribbean Strategic Boardroom /waitlist. You will get the 54 variables, and I will send over the weekend, send it to you. And if this is a replay, you will be able to get that right away. That's it. See you next time. Next week, same time, same place, around 4 o'clock. Bye.